right now. Okay, the next gentleman I'm going to bring on
You're in his
is
chair.
actually his name is.
I'm in your chair. Somebody move over.
Okay, his name is Dominic Vitelli, and it's like sort of now I have a doctor in the house. Okay, so I feel good in my office now that I've got a doctor. Anything goes wrong, he sticks my finger. Okay, no, we won't go there. Okay, but he does stuff. And I want him to explain, like, basically who he is, and go. You can, like I said, this is a leaders meeting. So please be open. Tell them who you are, what you do, what you've done, and where you're going with what you're doing right now.
Sounds good. Thank you, Terrence.
You're very welcome.
Well, thank you all for everyone who's already presented. I learned a lot in just a few hours here, so yeah, it's been great. I'm going to share some information, but I think if it's okay, I'm going to open up with a video.
Excellent.
You're okay? I'm going to
No,
play.
no, I want you to tell them who you are,
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
first
where you're from. Give them your bio of who you are.
Okay. Well, my background actually is IT, information technology. 14 years I spent in that industry. 7 of those years was at the Ministry of Health. I worked downtown Toronto, Bay and Bloor, right across from Yorkville, most expensive corner in the country, and it was great. I had a real interest and passion for computers and engineering for a long time, but after about 14 years, sometimes you just change your passions and you want to pursue something else. So I took a year off and started looking around in different areas. A friend of mine who's actually a millionaire took me into his office and started showing me network marketing. This was 7 years ago, 2007. Before that point, I had no interest because I was so focused on IT, I didn't care about marketing or networking or anything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, why is this millionaire guy telling me about network marketing? It was just kind of odd to me because I had the same reaction as what Carlos mentioned about some people had. But then when I started looking more and more into the industry, I said, wow, this thing has a lot of potential, because the way I look at it, there's only 2 ways to create wealth. It's either you multiply money or you multiply people.
Yeah.
Right? So either if you have the money, you can invest it and buy your diamonds and your gold and everything else and real estate and keep building your portfolio. But if you don't have it to start with, how are you going to make it? You have to, build a team, a network. So I thought, okay, this is good. So I started thinking, from an IT perspective, how can I build this team? And so I was in, my very first company he showed me was USANA Health Sciences. So
I remember that one.
yeah, and great products, good company. But when you first step into network marketing, everyone thinks they know what they're doing, but unfortunately it's different from traditional business in some ways, right? So you have to go through a training, learning process, and I feel a lot of people who may have been successful in traditional business come into network marketing are not taught or trained properly, and they fail, and then they want to have nothing more to do with it, but it's because they weren't taught the method of succeeding, right? And to me, it's all about relationship marketing, which Terrence wrote up on the board there earlier. You have to want to really help the person, right? You can't just bring people into a business and then abandon them or not help them, right? Because the key is it has to be an unselfish motive, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
If you're focused on yourself, you'll never succeed in network marketing because your team is realizing that, well, you're not really a team leader, right? So you have to develop the skills of being a coach or a team leader or a mentor, if that's another word you want to use, right? So if you are able to impart to them what you're doing, then they can duplicate what you're doing, and that's same like franchising, right? You have to have a system that works, and then make sure everyone's following that same system, and then eventually this thing will grow. It'll build a certain level of momentum. So I failed many companies I started off in because I think it was a combination of things. I wasn't fully trained. I didn't have all the tools I needed. But finally, a few years ago, I had a great success in a company called Fortune High Tech Marketing, where I just recently learned Faisal was also in the company, and we didn't even know each other back then. So what a small world. I became what's called an executive manager. I had, I'd say, over 1,000 people in my downline. But it all started by, just 2 by 2, right? Or 3 by 3, whichever way you want to build it. You have to start with those few key people and then help them. And as you're helping them, you're automatically going to grow, right? So it's a balance of building your own team, your own business, but also helping the people in the downline. So you have to see who's a key leader and then pour your time and effort into helping them, because you see they have the willingness to do this, right? To succeed. So those are the ones you have to give more time and attention to, right? There's a lot of people who will waste your time. I'm sorry to say that. So you have to kind of know which ones are the true leaders and which ones are willing to do this. So anyway, that's my experience. So 7 years I've been in network marketing now, and it's funny how I got into health and wellness, but I realized that the Ministry of Health, our government, is spending billions of dollars a year on our medical system, and I feel that it's not really solving a lot of people's problems. You know, people are deficient in vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and everything else, and nobody in the medical community, I feel, is addressing that properly, right? So we're just recommending all sorts of, you know, surgeries, pharmaceutical drugs, all sorts of other things, but it's not solving the problem. So I'm thinking, okay, someone has, as an entrepreneur, now I put my entrepreneur hat on and I said, okay, well, no one is addressing that. That's a huge industry for us to tap into. And so especially with the baby boomers all retiring, it's becoming $1 trillion industry, right? So there's already a lot of $1 trillion industries, like travel is one of them. You know, diamonds, gold, all the, you know, natural resources and stuff is a huge industry. Real estate as well. But I just realized that health and wellness is growing into $1 trillion industry. I'm not quite sure if it's there yet, but it's at least $500 billion or more, right, and growing. So that's another industry. So you have to all decide what you're called to do, I feel, and you'll succeed in what you have a passion for, right? So what I developed this passion for health and wellness. So I'm not really a doctor, as Terrence calls me, but it's like when you have a passion for something, you'll learn more about it than even the doctors, right? Like I went into the research realm. I met some research scientists that are way beyond the medical community. Like they're looking at things at the research level, so they're like 10 years ahead of the medical community, right? Because the scientists are looking at things at a whole different level, right? So if you really want to know the truth about your health and how to take control of your own health, get into the research scientist world and see what they're looking at and developing. Same as wealth, you have to take it into your own hands if you want to be successful, right? So that's what I'm coming at it from the wealth perspective now. I mean, sorry, the health. And hope you enjoy the video. Is that good enough?
Perfect.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
I have to call an IT guy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy are you? What could you do to improve your health? Exercising and eating healthy are always a good choice, but is that enough? Let's take a quick look at nutritional supplements and why they are an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. We're all made of air, water, food, and sunshine. The quality of these elements has a direct effect on our health. Our body requires essential nutrients every day to maintain itself. It cannot create these key nutrients, therefore must get them from external sources. Without these vital nutrients, your body will develop deficiencies and can deteriorate. For example, if you do not ingest calcium in supplements or in diet, there's a high probability that your teeth will fall out and your bones can and oftentimes will become brittle. That's a biochemical fact. These nutrients all work to help keep the body healthy and well-maintained. In 2002, there were 2 papers published in the Journal of the American Medical Association categorically asserting that all Americans should take a multivitamin supplement. Supplements were not always a needed part of a healthy lifestyle. Over the decades, much has changed about the food we consume and how it is produced. Consider also, the U.S. spends the most capital on healthcare in the world. $8,508 per capita, and yet leads in pretty much every category of degenerative disease. Clearly, the answer isn't throwing more money at managing the symptoms. Instead, we should be addressing the root of the problem. Roots, in fact, are a big part of the problem. Typically, we get our desired nutrients by consuming plants that have absorbed these nutrients from the soil and have broken them down into a form in which our body can process and absorb. Years of poor farming practices have caused the nutrient content in our soil to diminish significantly. In fact, this was one of the issues that was discussed at a meeting of the United Nations in Rio in 1992 called the Earth Summit, revealing some staggering estimates on soil depletion worldwide. When tested, African soils tested at 74% depleted nutrients, Asian soils 76, Australian 55, European 72, South American 76, and the grand champion of soil depletion is North America at 85%. That is not what is left in the soils, rather what is gone. This mineral deficiency in our soils has led to a deficiency in our food, making it substantially more difficult for us to get all necessary nutrients from food alone. The condition of our soils is only part of our nutritional problems. The treatment of our food is irresponsible. Nutrition is compromised for the sake of profit. Food is routinely subjected to pesticides, early picking, dyes, antibiotics, growth hormones, artificial ripening, and preservation with foreign agents, sprayed, irradiated, genetically modified, and coated with toxic material to improve appearance. Have you ever seen an orange on an orange tree in Florida? The subtropical climate causes them to retain more chlorophyll, so they look bland, with a greenish tint. Florida oranges are typically spray painted with citrus red 2. Citrus red 2 is classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as 2B carcinogen, meaning it's possibly carcinogenic to humans, and we spray it on our oranges so they will look and smell better. Question: what food is this? Sugar, fructose, citric acid, less than 2% natural flavor, ascorbic acid, maltodextrin, sodium acid pyrophosphate, sodium citrate, magnesium oxide, calcium fumarate, soy lecithin, artificial color, yellow 5-lake, and tocopherol. Answer: instant lemonade. Cheap and quick to make, but has none of the antioxidants and less than 30% of the vitamin C versus homemade lemonade, made from sugar, lemons, and water. Lemon household cleaners even use real lemons in their ingredients. While there is a growing availability of organic and non-GMO, genetically modified food, the bulk of what is sold today is processed, preserved, and packaged for profit, and they all suffer from the same lack of access to the nutrient-rich soil of decades past. To be certain, eating a well-balanced diet has proven better than eating junk, but even healthy food intake simply cannot keep up with our body's need. We need an additional source of nutrients, and that is where supplements come in. The supplement industry is massive and growing rapidly. Supplements come in a wide variety, from pills to powders, liquids and gels, even skin patches. More than 50% of Americans take supplements, and yet our rate of chronic disease continues to rise. Billions of dollars are made from selling these supplements, which begs the question, what is the most expensive supplement on the market? The answer is the one that doesn't work because it cannot get in. There are many supplements that just don't work. For example, pill multivitamins don't just contain nutrients, they also contain fillers such as talc, silica, and titanium dioxide, all of which are subjected to literally tons of pressure to form them. According to the physician's desk reference, pills and gel caps have an absorption rate of between 10 and 30%. That means in a healthy digestive system, only 10 to 30% of the nutrients are made available to the body. This shortfall is compounded when you consider that the #1 malady in our culture is digestive disorders. Besides accidents, they are the largest cause of emergency room visits. It's quite common for pill supplements to pass through unhealthy digestive systems without breaking apart. In Dr. Carolyn Dean's book, Death by Modern Medicine, she mentions that a well-known supplement would frequently be found in bedpans, fully intact. Talk about flushing money down the toilet. There are 3 things to consider when choosing a supplement. First and foremost is the purity of the ingredients. Many companies use the lowest acceptable grade of materials they can in order to save money. As we mentioned before, fillers and binding agents are often used in pills. Secondly, having great ingredients is useless if the body cannot thoroughly absorb them. In nature, plants perform the needed breakdown and predigestion of vitamins and minerals into forms the body can readily absorb. And lastly, it is not enough to have quality ingredients with high absorption if there is not a synchronized availability among them. There is a needed orchestration when the body utilizes nutrients. For instance, we mentioned earlier that the body needs calcium and other minerals to keep bones healthy, but vitamin D is needed for the body to absorb calcium. There are many chemical interactions that require several items working together to be successfully used by the body. A supplement without synchronized availability will be less effective than one that has it. Victory Nutrition International is a company that developed with the vision of truly transforming lives toward better health and well-being. Our liquid nutritional supplement Protovite has been developed with the combined insight of seasoned professionals using the latest in technological advancement. Take a look at how just 1 ounce of Protovite radically changed this person's blood in just 5 minutes.
It's a pretty good sample. We seem to have a lot of cell aggregation now. And as basically the red blood cells have lost their negative charge. This will be very interesting. This is a white blood cell right here, neutrophil in particular. And again, about a quarter the size it should be, probably because of the cell aggregation somehow affecting circulation, indirectly or directly affecting immune. So again, there's another neutrophil right there on the screen, and it should be twice or 3 times as big. This is 5 minutes after taking the multi, and we've restored the negative charge. The red blood cells are very loose, free-flowing. There's 2 neutrophils, one in the top left corner, one in the bottom right corner, and you can see that the neutrophils are 4 times bigger. It's been 5 minutes. So to me, that's absolutely amazing. And I've been doing this for 14 years. I've done over 40,000 sessions. I've never seen a product that changes the blood. I've certainly seen it changing in 3 and 4 months, but not 5 minutes. So there's definitely something amazing going on here. And again, the white blood cells are 4 times as big. The red blood cells are loose and free-flowing. Almost looks like somebody totally different's blood.
That was a live blood analysis of a 70-year-old woman with osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. Remember, this was after only 5 minutes of having Protovite in her system. She was just 1 out of 41 in a study to evaluate the ability of Protovite to be absorbed and its effects on different properties of the blood. Bill Downs, CEO and founder of VNI, explains what makes Protovite so unique and revolutionary.
Protovite is a distinctly unique and superior dietary supplement for a number of reasons. First off, we use premium quality ingredients. And that's an important component. Even if you're a cook in the kitchen, you want to use premium quality ingredients to make the best quality food. And after we have the premium quality ingredients, we have to literally pre-digest them to get them down into very small, uniform particle sizes that the body can utilize. And we put those ingredients into a phospholipid and form a capsule, a phospholipid capsule called liposome. They act as extremely efficient carrier molecules. So we run this protosomal process where these phospholipids encapsulate these nutrients and botanicals, phytonutrients, and we continue to run the process, and we get clusters of these phospholipid molecules, these liposomes, within a liposome, and clusters of those liposomes within another liposome, and so on and so forth, up to 100 concentric layers. Importantly, all the tissues of the digestive system, from the mouth to the colon, love phospholipids. And when you put the Protovite into your mouth and you swish it around, it absorbs rapidly into the blood vessels under the tongue. And then you swallow what doesn't absorb down to the stomach, and it passes through into the intestines. And in the intestinal environment, the protozoans adhere to the intestinal wall and again begin to degrade and release phospholipids and nutrients into the bloodstream. So you get rapid absorption and sustained release and absorption over a prolonged period of time, unlike anything else in the market.
When it comes to supplements, you have a multitude of choices. At VNI, we strive to bring you the very best. Our commitment to high-quality ingredients, cutting-edge technological processing, and years of nutritional expertise have made Protovite unlike any other product on the market. We encourage you to visit us at www.vniinc.com or speak with your local VNI representative to learn more about why Protovite truly is nutrition you can feel.
Wake up, everybody, wake up.
So thank you all for taking the time to watch the video, but I'm going to go to the whiteboard. I'd like to write things down, but in the meantime, if that's okay, I'll just pass out the comp plan, so that way at least you have something to follow through with. But all I'm just going to quickly say is that I've been in the health and wellness industry since 2007, and I believe this is by far the greatest scientific breakthrough I've come across, and it's because of the results I'm seeing. I even went one step further because I know they have the top, research scientists in health product, but I said, let me find something out there that I can use to measure people's vitamin mineral deficiencies. So I went online and found this little thing called a Smart Pulse unit. And this has nothing to do with our company, Victory Nutrition International. It was just something that I decided to do for myself. And I realized that I was taking some very good high-end supplements and I was still deficient. So I thought, why am I spending $100 a month or $150 or whatever it is on all these good supplements and it's still not getting into my cells properly? So I started taking the Protovite and right away, no more deficiencies. Like we see dramatic within just a few days or a few weeks for some people, dramatic changes in their health. And so their heart health is improving, their stress levels are coming down, and this is actually just a way I can make it quantifiable and measurable to let people know that we're not guessing, we're telling you if you take this, you should see a dramatic result in a very short time. So that's why I'm excited about the science and the products, but I guess everyone always wants to know, well, what's in it for me? So I think we'll look at the comp plan. And one thing I like the fact that this company did is they made it free for everyone to join. So there's no $49 startup fee or anything like that, which I think is good because sometimes people just want to treat it as a traditional business. They just want to buy product for themselves or they want to buy and sell. They don't want to even build a team. And I said, that's fine. You don't even have to, it's free to join. And manager, let me see. I guess I get one of those myself. Oh, rep manager. I put the rep in too soon. Okay, rep manager. Executive manager. So these are all what are called rank levels in the company. I believe it's director, and then finally executive director, and there's one more ambassador I'm not even going to put up here. It's off the charts. So as a representative, if you order 2 bottles of this Protovite product, it's $65 a bottle times 2, so it's $130. That's your personal volume.
A month.
What's that?
A month?
Per month, yeah. Now, it's not mandatory to be on auto ship at this level here and this level here. That's one thing the company removed because they realized the reason why a lot of people give up in network marketing is that they're forced to be on auto ship and they're spending more than they're making. So the company took that away. At these 2 levels, they realized people want to make money when they start. Later, at the higher levels, it's mandatory to be on auto ship, but not at these 2 levels. You only need the first purchase of 130 to activate your business, and after that, you can come off auto ship if you don't want to, right? You don't have to stay on. And you'll still get paid. That's what I love about the company is that can be customers or yourself. So if you have 2 customers or 1 customer buying that 130, you yourself don't even have to be on the product. But I encourage everyone to be a product of the product, right? And even at the higher levels, they never go beyond 130. That's what I like because in the other companies I've been in, as you go into higher ranks, they want you to buy more product. But here it's the same all the way through. The only thing that changes is your group volume. As a rep, they want you to have 3 people, so it's 375, and I'll go into this unit level plan. A manager, the group volume is only 1,000, I think it's 125 or something. So it's very achievable goals, right? Anybody can build a team of just 3 or 4 or 5 people and get to these group volumes. Executive manager is a little bit more, it's 4,000, and I'm not sure if it's 525 or something. And group volume here is like 13,000 plus. And then finally you're getting into the higher ranges, which I need to focus on now. But so that's what I like about it. It's $0 to start. Anybody can join for free, and you just buy your 2 bottles, and you're in business. Now on your level 1, you get 10%. So everybody who's ordering product, 10% of that would be no, sorry. When someone first orders, you get a 25% startup bonus, right? So on that order there, you're making $33 or $32.50, right? I'll just round it up. These are all US dollars, by the way. The company's based out of Pennsylvania, just north of Philadelphia. So it's all US dollars. You're making $33 as soon as someone joins for free and buys 2 bottles. That's your 25% enrollment bonus, right? But after that, if they stay on auto ship, you're making 10% each month off of all the people on level 1, 10% off of all the people on level 2, and 5% off all the people on your level 3. What I like about this is the fact that with a very low startup cost, you can still make some pretty good money just from building a relatively small team. But as you start to get more and more people, your group volume would automatically grow from here to here. So at this level, you get 10, 10, 5, and I think it's an additional 5, right? Everyone has the plan in front of them. So that's level 4, level 5, level 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it's a 10-level comp plan. You can go wide as much as you want. It's uni-level, so you can have 10 people on your front level. You can have 5 people. You choose whatever you want. There's no limit. But if you do the duplication that we saw earlier, and you, let's say you had 3 people here, right? 3 here, and if they all duplicate, that's 9 on your second level, 27, 81. I need some help here, 240, 243. 7 or 6? Or 729? Okay, 729. I need a calculator. So how much? It's 2200.
It's close enough.
6,600. Level 9 is, what is that? That's
19,800.
19K, and then finally times that by 3, roughly 60K, right? So when I think about it, if you just build a matrix of 3 by 3, you're already going to be a millionaire by the time you fill out this whole 10-level plan, right? Like, even as soon as you hit into the thousands, you're making a very significant money with this comp plan. So you don't even need to have 60K on your team, right? But I'm just showing the power of duplication. That's what I liked about network marketing when I saw it. So whether it's a binary system or unilevel, most companies are paying out almost 50%. You just have to know how to mine it out of the comp plan, right? So in this plan, we know it's 10, 10, 5. That's 25% payout on your first 3 levels, right? And if you keep going down, oh sorry, I didn't get to the higher levels. It's 10, 10, 5, 5, and then I think 3. And then it goes 2, 1. If something happens at the director level, they go 10, 10, 10. So now there's 30% on all your first 3 levels. So they're doing that because they want to encourage that the people you brought in to keep helping these people, right? Because you're the one who brought everyone on your first level, and you want to help them bring people on their second level. And so the more you help your immediate people that you brought in, you'll be rewarded. And that's 30%, but if you keep going down to the 10th level, it's a 40, I believe I was told 45% payout just on the unit level alone. So when you think about it, you know, that's a lot, I believe, they're paying out of the cost of this product, because it's a very high-end product. Like, the ingredients are a lot to manufacture it. They have all their head office costs, and they're still giving the distribution 45%. Plus, there's bonuses. When you go from here to here, you get a 250 bonus. From here to here, it's 500 bonus, and so on. So, again, I'm rushing through all this because I want to give time for the last presentation, but is that okay for the unit level plan? And then the last thing I'll just share.
Any questions on that one?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
That means you're asleep.
Now, like, my commitment is to not only the people I brought in here, but I believe, just from my past experience, I believe this is going to be a very successful company. They only started this year, January. So it's only 7 months in, and we already have people that are, we have 1 executive director here in Canada and 1 ambassador in the US. And that's not with a lot of people, but they've really worked hard to build it up. And so there's a lot of money in the comp plan, and you know, I'm prepared to help anyone who wants to mine some money out of that comp plan. So here's your startup. It's free. You have another choice of buying 2 bottles for $130. There's another plan called the Health Abundant Pack, which is 5 bottles plus 1 brain reward. And we didn't even get into this product, but this is a product which helps break addictions. It helps reduce stress levels. Again, they have 40 years of research into that one product. They did a study with people who were addicted to heroin, and this was in Las Vegas. They did the study, and people were able to break that drug addiction using this brain reward product.
What about, they have a doctor in the room, what about head injuries? And some head injuries take 7 years to overcome.
All I can say is if you give your body what it needs, the body will do its best to restore and heal itself up, right? So I can't answer specific questions, but I think it's good no matter what situation you have.
The company that owns this, does he own the actual patent rights behind this, or is the scientist that's behind the scene and he...
Well, the guy who's on the video, Bill Downs, he's the founder and the research scientist behind the product.
So he's the scientist.
Yeah, I've met him in another company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks familiar.
Yeah.
With the sauce?
Pardon?
With the sauce?
Yeah,
So-
they were
so-
just,
Let's see.
I was going to say they were just received Health Canada approval. One